Like,
That's why I feel okay, I'm just gonna say it. This is what it's building up to anyway.
oh no,
It's
we're
very
no. Trust me. Sorry,
obvious
sorry, sorry, sorry.
that
No, trust. Sorry,
what?
I'm gonna stop you right there. I want to get through the rest of the stuff first. I want to get to
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
like,
okay.
because,
Um,
like I said, like Aerith as a character, she has a lot of personality and a lot of
oh
attitude.
yeah.
Like hell, and she puts everybody to the test to a certain degree. At the train station, where like obviously all three of them are kind of scared, but Cloud is the one like, whatever it is, I can take him down. Tifa is obviously like, what the? Are you going there? And Narret just like grabs him by the arm, just like, I'll go. I can go because I feel safe with you. And Tifa just for a split second is like, yo, you bitch. you.
Okay, can we just talk about the sort of? Oh, it's not even sort of. It's like flat out. Tifa is plain jealous of Aerith. Let's be real here.
Yeah, no. When
Like
that happens,
every single scene is close to Cloud. Like Tifa just has a look on her face, just like this bitch.
no, it's more specifically that one where you actually see like, oh the hell you didn't, like, and then she just
No, no,
okay.
no. There's also this scene. No, there's also the scene where she meets Aerith for the first time,
Oh yeah.
and she just has a look on her face where it's just like, Cloud, what are you doing with a girl? Why is a girl here? Why is a girl here? Well, there's a girl here.
I mean,
And
that's
I don't
majorly
want
on
a
the
girl to be here.
sewer.
Why is
It's majorly on the sewer where like where she's like, what is she? What is she to you? I just met her.
You know
Okay,
what's actually a you know
that
what's
doesn't
actually a
answer my
funny
question.
thing?
That doesn't answer my question.
Okay, I was actually about to say something, but then I realized I should save I should save that example for later.
Okay, and we're gonna go there. I promise. It's just that I had to cover this very
No,
carefully
no, no,
because
no, no, no.
I
I know, no,
I
I
like
know, I know,
I
I know.
like everything about Aerith up until the whole point with the whispers because it's very fucking clear that she knows what's up before we do. Like before the play, we already know. She's already know that she already knows that something is up because of the whispers happening right here and there, but she's not willing to tell. When the plate happens,
I have an idea on why that stuff happens, and I'm not just gonna say it's because of Nomura writing, because honestly, I could just say that, and then that just suddenly excuses it.
no, like
I think I have
again,
a valid reasoning for why this stuff happens, and that's just not me trying to defend Aerith because, well, of course I am. It's like, no, I feel like genuine reasons why this stuff does happen. Unless you want to save that talk for later a little bit,
I'm
or do you
going
want me
into
to
that.
tackle it?
I'm going into that, but because I want to be clear about
Okay.
why it bothered me specifically. Like one of my least favorite
Yeah,
tropes,
and I'll try to explain it.
one of my least favorite tropes in storytelling is when like there are two. In this particular case, there are two that I really don't like. One is knowing things that the story will never expose to our characters, like the whole thing, like, oh, we know that like Jesse's whole situation with the bombs happened for something that we know wasn't her fault, but no, we're never gonna be able to let her have that closure because that's just not how the story is planned out. Like, okay, then why showing that to me if it's not gonna matter at the end, or the impact is not gonna really have a resolution. um, and then there's the one where the characters know shit that we don't, and they're purposely not telling it or not sharing it. Especially in this situation where, if well, I'm pretty sure that just like how the play would have stopped if the whispers were not involved, the play would have probably been solved if Aerith stopped for a single moment and actually told everybody like, "Hey, these fuckers are gonna try to stop us. We need to get out of it. We need to. We're gonna stop us because this is supposed to be stopped. Let's see what we can do. Let's try to do something. In fact, the only reason why we know this, like you and I, like know what they are and what their purpose is because Red 13, of all fucking people, like managed to get through Aerith's mind, and he had no issue telling us. Like Red 13, the complete fucking stranger that has nothing to do with us, had a better chance, had a better feeling of telling things as they are, rather than the one girl that we have been helping and earning her trust the entire way through. Like, so to in a certain way, like, no, I
Yeah.
put certain blame on her for a lot of the shit that I had to go through because like you could have said all of these things and it doesn't help them when Cloud confronts her afterwards and you're like, okay, what are you not telling us? Well, the ancients are actually called the Cetras. That's pretty much it. And you're like, motherfucker. Like, even Cloud just kind
It's
of
like,
looked.
okay, no, I do agree with that. That doesn't tell
Yeah,
us anything. Like,
like,
that
even.
doesn't.
No, but I love that Cloud's
But
face. I
one
love.
thing. Oh, no, no, I'm going to let you finish, actually.
I just love Cloud's face when she says that because I'm just like. Even both me and Cloud have the same face, like, bitch, you know that's not what I asked. You know that's not what I asked you. What the fuck? You
Dude,
know shit that I don't.
no, I love Cloud's reaction because, like, he just has a look on his face where it's just like, that doesn't answer my question at all.
Like, you didn't
But
answer my.
at that point, he's kind of with Aerith, where he's just, you know what? I'm not even gonna say anything because I know that, like, there's no arguing with you.
Oh no, there's also that, and at the very end of the game, she's final because you can make the argument that she knows that things have to go in a certain way, or that she believes that destiny is meant to like have a course where you cannot change the future no matter what you do. Uh, but then
Destiny is never left to chance.
like never let the. But then she's open to actually do it at the end of the fucking game. So by that point, even that stuff's out of the fucking window, and we're gonna get to that particular point later. But it's because of those. It's because the whole story ends up making Aerith be open to what she was completely avoiding throughout the entirety of the game. Where I'm like, okay, Aerith, I appreciate you being open to let us change destiny and all. But guess what? Because of that, now you have the 3 dead bodies at the very least on your fucking shoulder because you could have told us before. You could have helped us stop Wicks. Just like
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's got a few other deaths on her shoulder. Just like the dude that she hit with the chair. That dude's probably dead.
Oh yeah.
No, that dude's dead.
Yeah, no, like
That dude dead.
Like, and again, is that major consistent thing because it's the biggest point of Final Fantasy VII Remake specifically. Like, it's the biggest change of Final Fantasy VII that they're literally fighting Destiny, and again, we're gonna get there in a bit. Like, we're getting closer to get to that final bit, but like the fact that she's open to do that after chapters of her avoiding the fucking topic and just ignoring it, despite being in their fucking faces, to where I'm like, you could have avoided a lot of shit if you just talked.
Yeah,
especially when you're
like,
especially when you're
okay. I will say this though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say, I feel like that does again stem from Nomura style writing, where it's just like Nomura does this a lot with his writing, where it's just like a character knows, and the characters know that character knows something, but they don't say it until like the last minute, and then suddenly it's supposed to be the big game changer. That might be anime stuff as well, but considering the stuff that happens in Kingdom Hearts, that's definitely something that Nomura does.
I will say that at the very least in this situation it's worse because again you can argue that Senor revealed at the last minute that he was actually not an asshole and you're like bullshit Nomura, you're a fucking liar, you're full of shit, or Jensen.
No, this one is definitely worse because at the end of the day, this is supposed to be a remake of a.
No, I'm not even going there.
No,
I'm not even going there because again, I have my thoughts about that, and they're actually apparently kind of a hot take. But again, I'm gonna go there. But it's the fact that again, whenever Kingdom Hearts reveals a secret, is because it's happening right now. Like there's just no way to avoid it. Aerith avoids it despite being in their fucking faces. like it's avoided when you know that it has to be addressed right there and there. Because you can argue that Jensen not telling Sora how to train in Kingdom Hearts 2, and then telling him in Dream Drop Distance, that I can understand that because there are certain things, there are other priorities at that particular moment. You're like, okay, you have the skill to fight back. This is what you need to know. Get out of there. Like everything else will be explained when it needs to be explained. Xehanort immediately gives its ideas in Birth by Sleep, but it's after certain elements in the story where, like, but it's until 3D where he explains the whole thing, the whole aspect of him fusing with different characters throughout the story. Like everything is explained when it finally needs to be explained. The whispers are supposed to be explained at the very least during the whole plate. That's the major point where I'm just like, you could have told us right here and there. Like there was no fucking, like, I can understand not telling it during the chores because you just met this fucking guy, but in the plate you already went with the whole train station, you went to Walmart market, you met this fucking person, like everything happened. Why are you not telling them that this is a fucking thing that's going on? The what this.
I feel like okay. I do feel like at that dropping and everything, I don't feel like there would be a right time for her to like say something because even if okay, no, these whispers are actually stopping you because the way that that time is supposed to happen and stuff, they're trying to prevent stuff from interfering with it. So your friends do need to die. Like, let's be honest here. Cloud, Tifa, they wouldn't be listening to that bullshit. They'd be like, screw that, I'm gonna go help them anyway, even though it wouldn't matter anyway in the long run. After the plane crash, they questioning her about it, but at that moment, that thought couldn't even be going through her head.
My counterpoint,
because there's so much chaos.
again, a bit of my counterpoint to that is the ending. Like, okay, what's so different about
No,
changing,
I know though.
what's so different about changing fate right now, where the stakes are probably even higher because now we're dealing with fucking Sephiroth of all people, uh, and back then when the whole point was to make sure that people didn't die, which was the people, like, it's just like you're, and even then, like, there are certain things that is clear that she's still not telling us, like the play about the player and the characters, for the sake of something. Like, again, like, is the fact that it becomes an inconsistency. Like, if she was about avoiding it, she would have avoided it all the way through. Like, she would have said, like, just ignore Sephiroth, let's keep moving. um and with that here we are, and the main thing, the fucking whispers once again. Like, because again, that whole thing with Aerith matters because of the whispers themselves. They are, again, some people say that, oh, they're a metaphor for the fans and all that stuff, but I'm just like, no, I think that this is what they mean by saying Final Fantasy VII Remake. This is not, it's not a title this is not a title in the same sense as the Reignited Trilogy or the Insane Trilogy or Super Mario All Stars. No, we are remaking this game. We are changing the elements of how this story has been told and the things that are gonna be presented. And it shows, more specifically, like even before the mention of the whispers, because by the time you get to the resolution sequence, you at least already know what the deal is going on, because you have Cloud having these flashbacks that are actually flash forwards. Like, he literally sees Aerith's death when she sees her at the church. um, like, he starts seeing that, like, a lot of different moments of the fight and all. But and because of that, by the time you get to the resolution and she tells, "You can fall in love with me," like, you know what she means by that. You know that she's not just saying it.
No, you definitely know.
Like, you know that she's saying that majorly for the sake of just calling you out, that no, like, that, oh, I'm supposed to die. I'm going to die.
Okay, the thing is with the resolution, especially, that isn't exactly Aerith in the actual game itself. Like, that's not the Aerith in the Shinra build being hostage, because even though she's a Cetra and an ancient and stuff, they don't have that kind of power. They can just, like, put themselves
they can talk with the planet. They can talk
in someone's dream. That's, like, they can talk to the planet, but they can't just, like, insert themselves into someone's dream like that. They just can't. That Aerith is from the original Final Fantasy VII timeline from the future that somehow managed to actually connect with Cloud.
or a part of
That's
the
why she knows the outcome of herself, and
or
that's
at,
why,
or at
or
the
a part
very
of the live
least,
stream itself, because well, she's already dead.
or at the very least, the outcome of the same psyche that Cloud is dealing with this game specifically. Because, like I said, before that, you already saw Cloud having a flash forward of Aerith's death. Like you already had a flash forward of that. So, so again, you can say that in a way that no, that this is that they know what they're doing and they know what they're telling you, and you know what they are trying to tell you there. Like no, like this is a
No, of
thing that's gonna
course.
happen, and like so by that point you already start asking yourself some questions like what the fuck is going on, what is this, what are there like even if you understand that by that point the whispers are meant to keep the status quo of everything because once again technically despite the whispers presence and everything going on that the whispers managed to uh, mess up Jesse's attack, to mess up with Biggs, to mess up with Wedge, like through all of those things, they still managed to defeat Reno and Root, but the whispers are now stepping up, and now and the play was still supposed to fall. Like so once again, like you understand what they're all about, but once you start, but like the major thing is right at the fucking end when once again that's the major phrase that shows you like what they're trying to convey here. Once Sephiroth shows up after everything regarding Shinra, like after as well as the situation of Sephiroth killing Barret, but them healing him. However, that you still get the Genova boss fight, you still get everything else going on, like so. And also, I'm just gonna bring this up quickly because it was a very brief situation, but I just fucking love Red 13's dynamic with Barret. I'm pretty fucking sure that that's something that they like. I'm pretty sure that they took. Again, I don't quite remember, but their interaction was not as deep in the original.
No, it was not. No, okay. In the original, I can safely say that like Red 13 and Barret were not close. Like they were just, yo, my name's Red. Yo,
Like,
my name's Barret. All right, cool.
meanwhile,
We're on the same.
meanwhile, I swear to God,
Meanwhile, in
I
a
swear to
bridge.
God, I was going. I swear to God, if I hear in part two these two fuckers just screaming avalanche, I'm gonna fucking lose it. I'm gonna, if I, I'm gonna,
No. Specifically, if they both scream
avalanche.
time, I'm gonna be like, no, I'm legit. I'm just gonna have the big. I'm just gonna pause my game, and I'm just gonna look, and I'm just gonna try to hold back a laugh, and I'm just gonna be like, I fucking love them. I fucking
Yeah, no,
love them.
like, what the hell is that piece of shit? Says the big sack of it standing right in front of me. Like, hey, like, what the fuck, dude?
Dude, even right. Dude, you know what I think Barrett's main reaction stems from? I think it's the fact that even Cloud has never like said shit like that, so Barrett's just like, what the fuck? Who do you think you are?
You're like, even the fucking mercenary doesn't talk to me this way. Even like,
Next thing you know, I just meet a talking dog with a flaming tail when he's already talking shit to
he
me.
fucking slapped me with a tail because I call him a lab rat dog. And like, there's just a lot of things going on through that for final hour until Sephiroth just out of nowhere, you're like, sup? Oh fuck. And then the whispers
Sup, little
the
bitch?
whispers are trying to fight back at him, but he's just like, and he opens the major portal. They're like, no, I'm gonna fight Destiny because I want at the end of the day, the ending of Final Fantasy VII, the actual ending of Final Fantasy VII, not counting Advent Children or anything, it sucks for everybody. Aerith dies, Cloud technically, as far as we know, everybody's dead, and Sephiroth failed. At the end of the day, that's the end result. Everybody failed on their missions, but like was just an ambiguous situation of them surviving and all, or there maybe being chance for the world to keep going. So Sephiroth at the very least is just like no nonsense on the whispers and just like boom and goes to change the future to defeat himself. And Aerith, like I said, she finally opens out like if we once we do this, Final Fantasy VII is not gonna be Final Fantasy VII. That's pretty much what we're being
No,
told.
okay, no. At the end, the ending of FF7 Remake is the last instance we're actually gonna have of the original Final Fantasy VII. Like, anything that happens here on out is fair game. It's gonna be new and stuff. Granted, we are still gonna have like Yuffie. I'm pretty sure we're still gonna have Sid and Vincent. I'd be hard pressed to believe if we didn't.
I mean,
And Cait Sith
Vincent is a
and
not
stuff.
one
I mean, we
because
even
he was
saw
always
Cait Sith.
optional. Like Vincent is a not one because he was always optional, but again, so was meeting Aerith at the sector
So
for
was
the first
Yuffie.
time. Yeah, no, that's what I
Yuffie
mean.
was also optional.
Yeah.
So, but and Yuffie's getting her DLC.
Oh, which
so
I'm gonna
I feel
get
like
there in a
Vincent-
bit. Which I'm gonna trust me, I got things to say about that.
Boy. And Vincent, so Vincent, I think will still be there, but I'm just gonna say, like, dude, after the ending of FF7, anything is fair game at this point. Like, no matter what they do, it's going to be different. Like, they're still gonna take inspiration from the original storyline with the characters in, but out of the new stuff that's gonna be happening, Destiny's already changed.
Yeah,
okay?
no, it already
matter,
changed.
Like, everything changed.
It
So
it
anything that happened in the original story isn't gonna happen.
It already changed, and they are letting us know that we're not getting the same ending. Why? Because the final fight we get here is the same one we got at the end of Final Fantasy VII. They blew their like quoting Son Johnny a little bit on this. They blew their load on Sephiroth on this particular game by literally having the entire sequence being almost replayed of the final fight.
Yeah, when that final part played, I was just like, "Oh, they're gonna make me use Omni Slash on this fucker." Aren't they?
Also, I need
and then
to
they
ask.
played the cutscene, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
I need to ask, who did you get?
Oh, I got Aerith and Barrett.
I got Tifa and Aerith in that order. Like because once again, because of multiple situations,
Not a bad combo.
like because of multiple situations and just the whole story, like the whole way the story was going, I went with Tifa. I'm just like, no, she is still my favorite. She's still the best for me. She's still, like because
I think that sequence is random, though. Like,
no, I'm talking
I
of
could be wrong.
again. I'm pretty sure there are some factors, but again, I could easily be wrong as well. However, with that said, like what I mean by that is that I was still happy that no, I got this party. Like, but you had the fight against the Whispers, like their final confrontation, or at the very least for a good while. They're just showing everything that they're about. They're just pretty much throwing everything at you, and then you see the ending of Final Fantasy VII with Red 13 saying, "This is our future if we fail here today." I'm like, whoa. So you're pretty much trying to establish that the original ending is the bad ending. Like, so.
Sonic CD on us, aren't they?
Oh yeah. First of all, no, but no, like that. No, what I'm saying is that ending in this particular iteration is seen as no. This is not how it should happen. Let's see what we can do. And I saw a fucking interview where again the main writer said we're not gonna change a lot of things, and I'm like, if by a lot of things you mean in quantity, okay, I can believe you. But you already changed quite a lot. You already did like very big changes, and as well as adding multiverse theory into this bitch. And I'm gonna get to that in a second, like or in a couple of minutes, like because once again,
Wait, what now?
multiverse theory. They're pretty much adding that because of one particular scene. Because of
Oh, yeah.
like it's because
Okay, and I know exactly what scene you're talking about, and yes, we will get to that later.
yeah, like but so you get the whole fight, and you're still seeing the fucking moments. Like you're still seeing Aerith is supposed to die. This is of the ending that's supposed to happen. So they're definitely trying to put like I wouldn't be surprised if the next part, if it goes in the same way as the disc used to go, with this 2 being the one that ends with Aerith's death, if I recall.
No, it's disc one that ends with Aerith's death.
Oh shit. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah,
But
disc one is actually a lot longer than people give it credit for. Disc two and
yeah,
three are like significantly shorter.
like, but okay, here that is what I'm going. Like, they're really putting in your face Aerith's death so hard that I hope that they better keep her alive. I like that. That's pretty much the
No,
major
here's the
thing.
thing.
That's the major thing that
Here,
they're
no, like
hint.
here, okay.
You go.
Here's my yeah, because like no offense, but I feel like I'm a little bit more suited to talk about
No,
this.
you go.
But so like when it comes to Aerith's death, me personally, okay. Well, first things first. Before I say anything, I'm not gonna talk about this scene in general. Like I'm just gonna give like a hint. I'm just gonna say this. Moment after this particular scene during the ending, you know what I'm talking about. That's
Yeah.
what changes the whole game completely. That one decision, like I was thinking that okay, yeah, cool. So Destiny's changed and stuff. You know, like it's gonna
Yeah.
be
No.
a new retelling of the story. And then this blank, and I'm just like, okay, no, you cannot do that. I can get changing this, but when you do this
Yeah. No. I know what
this
you mean.
doesn't work. But anyway, like going back to Aerith's death and stuff, yes, it's shoved in your face a lot, and it's kind of like between what's it called. You've played Marvel Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
You know that Doc Ock is the villain, right?
Yeah.
And the game developers know. Yes, we know that the fans know that Doc Ock is gonna become Doc Ock and stuff. So what do? We make the players so connected to this character so much that they don't want to see this dude become Doc Ock. And these people don't want us to have Aerith die. They knew from the get-go that we thought that we were going to get a reimagining of Aerith's death, and single comment from Aerith's death in the original Final Fantasy VII video, any video that shows her death, they always say, oh my god, this is going to kill me more than Aerith herself. Literally, they know how much that her death affected every gamer in 1997 and how it still affects people to this day. Hell, I got so emotionally affected by it, I put the game down for 3 weeks. I'm not even kidding.
Okay.
And
Like, no, it is one of the biggest moments in gaming. Because again, like I said, it's one of the first times a video game really shows you that kind of level of quality in the narrative. It definitely was a fucking mess overall, but it wasn't. But it was still something that we didn't see before. Even comparing it to something like Chrono Trigger or the previous Final Fantasy games, like something of that scale
but
being
because
shown.
of that though, fans already speculated that her death was going to be inevitable, and they kept shoving it down her throat so much. We're just like, dude, stop! You get attached to Aerith anymore, but they still do. And to make matters even more confusing for them, the ending happens where Destiny has changed completely, and they're just like, can we actually save Aerith? Like, is it possible that like she's going to stay alive? My theory is yes, she
I
is
hope
going to
so.
stay alive. No. My theory is again, she's going to stay alive, and I'm hinting at this again. If they can do this, they can keep Aerith alive. They can keep Aerith alive. If they did blank, Aerith is gonna survive.
Well,
And if
at least there's a way.
oh my god, I'm fucked.
At least there's a way to do that because once again,
And,
they're
e- and
clearly
even if she does die, I feel like they're gonna do something. It's just like no, we're going to get her back.
like no. I mean, by that again, there are two possibilities. One, we keep her alive, like Cloud, Barrett, Aerith, like our story keeps her alive. Because let's just get there. Like after you defeat Sephiroth, you're pretty much being told like, yeah, no, Destiny finally changed. Like because you find out that at the very least, Bix is alive, and probably Jessie because her bandana and gloves are there in the same room.
Wait,
Uh,
is that what you thought I was talking about?
no, I'm going. No, I'm going there. And
Okay, good. I was about
like
to say, wait a minute.
that those are the those are the major things. But because of a different change of design in the Shinra mascot, like the fucking dog that they keep bringing up in the game, like that's a different dog. And in that particular scene where you are being told like this is a different dog, the brand is shown differently. You see the fucking showcase. Okay, not to mention that during the whole situation with on Shinra where you're trying to get out of there, you're being shown one-to-one recreation of Crisis Core Zack attacking versus the entire army of Shinra. Which, by the way, the voice acting
Hmm.
sucked. Zack was the only voice actor. You're like, you don't sound like that. You sound like you sound like Sora with taking a lot of cigarettes. I'm sorry. You so, like I don't care.
I did not like the voice actor for Zack.
Yeah, like so that happens, like because when like, uh, as a soldier, come and get it. You're like, I don't fucking buy you at all. Like you're not following the
Dude,
expressions of the
nobody
character.
can replace. They can replace the same actor as Zack in Crisis Core. Crisis Core's actor was the best.
Like at the very least, comparing it to this one because those are the only ones we have. um, so
Yeah.
but you see the the aftermath of that. But instead of Zack just standing on the ground and then three guards showing up, there's nobody there. And Zack is just asking, is that all of them? Was that all of them? That was the moment I fucking flipped my entire life. I was.
No, it was that moment where I was just surprised and not in a good way. I was just like, no, no,
Here's the thing.
no, you can't revive them. You
No,
can't keep them alive.
here's the thing. They technically did not because that's why I bring the whole thing about the dog because at least that little hint shows us that, especially and also the final minute of the game, like where you see Zack carrying Cloud all the way through Midgard, and then they pass by Aerith and the rest. Like that tells me, you motherfucker, you win multiverse theory on this bitch. This is a Zack from a different dimension. This is like these two, like this Zack and this Cloud are from a different dimension where they survived, like where they survived. So they're not even connected at all with the
Okay.
with the ones that we just saw. It's still a ballsy move to like, okay, let's actually try to make a version in which Zack survive. Like you still can't just do that, but whatever. Like I'm not gonna stop you. Um, like, but at least you're still separating the two. At least by how the context showed that. But once again, like for all we know, like a lot of the implications of how things to the way they are in the next chapters, like in the next sections of the game, you're still wondering like how the fuck are we supposed to like now go to certain areas if we don't have the motivation now anymore. But with that said, the only thing that I read that I'm just like you better fucking do it is the whole is Ares dead. Like I'm just like you better fucking do it because I saw that interview where again it was just the guy just like saying like we're not gonna change a lot even though it's a remake but we're not gonna change a lot and I'm just like motherfucker, don't backpedal, like just stick to your fucking guns, be like your actual director Nomura who doesn't give a fuck about what others think of you. Like it still backfires on the ass but at the very least I respect him. um because
Like at least like he's being truthful and shit. He's just like, oh yeah, no, we're changing a few things.
no, like this guy's like, we're not gonna change a lot of things. We're just gonna try to do things here and there, and they're like, I'm like, fuck off, like because by that point, I'm fearing. I have the fear. I know it's not as common as some people make it seem like, but I am afraid that they're gonna start backpedaling on a few areas here and there, just because of demand. Just because like no we want the one-to-one remake and then when you get the one-to-one remake you're like you have other people complaining like why should I play this instead of the original, it's the exact same game, like well then fuck off, seriously then fuck off. Like this is the
My only problem is if they go straight to like back to forth remake. It's not that well, why should I play the remake then? It's more so. So does this just in the previous game not matter then? Like
no,
it kind of feels like you just jumped on something and then like literally jumped into an
Like
and now it just like feels like a mess.
I'm majorly afraid on the fact that again they're gonna kill Aerith and they'll be like, well, yeah, no, you just cannot change destiny. And you're like, then what the fuck was the first game's point? Like no, like I genuinely don't want that to happen. But by this point, Angela, you made this decision. I want to see you go full through it. Like I full on total. Let's just go nuts with it. Because once again, the original is still being ported to this day, and people still act like it's the best thing that has ever happened to video games. Sometimes and depending on my mood, you might have my agreement or my disagreement. but but again, like the game, like the idea of them recreating the whole game to something different, that's what I was so down. That's what I am so fucking down with, like with it. Like and I was ready to buy the fucking game, but there was always something different to buy. I ended up preferring buying Crash 4 or the DLC for Iceborne for Monster Hunter. Like just everything that whatever came to mind, I ended up buying that first. Because Final Fantasy VII is not even my favorite Final Fantasy, let alone my favorite RPG. So, but when that happened, when Zack showed up to be alive in some form or another, I'm just like, I want to support this. I want to support this fucking crazy shit because this is a big deal. Like you can say whatever you want about Nomura being insane and all those things, but you still need some fucking balls to go out of your way. Like just like how he had the balls to to say no to Disney on certain things, you must have fucking materia balls like some like Ifrit like Bahamut materia balls level
No,
of badass to
no.
say
You must you must have level 5 star Knights of the Round materia to say that kind of shit
like
to Disney.
to just have the balls to go to say I'm gonna change the story of Final Fantasy VII and you can't stop me and you
No,
like
you have balls of steel. No, you have balls of material. Literally have the mascot of Disney getting choked by a dude with silver hair and a black coat. Okay.
like because like and I really wanted. I know I'm the fucking minority there because there were people that, and I can understand that they wanted this level of visual quality and and proper representation of the story that they already loved being told one to one, but now with voice acting and a lot of more complex completed elements to make it more interesting and appealing to others, especially since for a lot of people this is actually their first experience with this series. Like so I understand the concerns, but for me as somebody that did not love the game as much as other people do, for me this was like this is amazing. I want to support this.
Well, here's the thing. I am also like a big fan of the original Final Fantasy VII, and I do support what they're going with this. My only thing is, what they're going to do with Zack in particular, and either it can excite me or it's gonna scare me. I don't know
There is
yet.
a point where I think they're going like the fact that we're getting at least a multiverse situation makes me believe like for like there's gonna be a point where these two are gonna reunite. There's gonna be a point where you're gonna see
It Zack and Aerith.
well, okay, three of them, Zack, Aerith, and Cloud. Like where Zack somehow or they are gonna somehow jump to the other dimension, and you're gonna have Zack alongside them fighting whatever they had to fight. But because I'm gonna say this,
You know, okay,
Go ahead.
honestly, you want to know what's gonna make it weird for me? If that Zack ends up coming to like our dimension, as in like the one that we're following right now, that would complicate things so much. Because of how like, Cloud, Tifa, and Aerith are in general. Now with Zack in the picture, it would be like a mess.
Yeah.
Okay, honestly, this might sound petty for different reasons, but that's my biggest like, okay, what are they
No,
gonna do with this? Because
no, I
I hate
understand
it.
that because again like whether we like it or not, because there are people that really would have loved that Zack survived, and I can understand that, like one way or another. But
Oh, I
at
would
the
have
end of
loved
the
if Zack lived, but the thing is, needed to die.
That's what
Otherwise,
I'm.
we wouldn't
That's
have
where I'm going.
FFC.
Like, Eret's death is at least something that could have been prevented and not changed a lot of the story more than Zack's death, because Zack's death is what leads to Seven happening in the first place. Like you cannot
It's what leads to Cloud becoming Cloud.
becoming the Cloud that we know, because again that's the way the story goes. Like Cloud goes around being a
That's why
psychological
it's a
mess,
prequel too.
like being a psychological mess, and Tifa finds it being a psychological mess, thinking that he is Zack, like thinking that he has a lot of the attributes that made Zack great. So like, well, so by having, so if he survives, then first of all, then yeah, to give me back the fucking Buster Sword, get the fuck out. And second, and like most importantly, you cannot have this sort of Cloud, or at least this personality of Cloud, without while also having Zack alive. You literally need one for the other to exist, or you need to eliminate one in order to accept the other one. Like that, there are just,
Yeah.
once again, those are the reasons why the storytelling does matter. Like the narrative matters, or why that part of Fantasy VII was so beloved, since those things were necessary for the story to be the way it was. Like it's the same. Like you cannot have Bambi and not have Bambi's mother's dead, or Mufasa's dead in Lion King. Like, in order for the stories to be as good as they are, is because those events happen to these characters. Because you can definitely argue that Eret's death could have been prevented, or that certain things don't really matter in the grand scheme with Eret being dead at the end of the day. Because again, she's still around in the fucking game, especially at the end. So again, there are certain elements that you can say, no, I can see Eret surviving, and the story still being kind of the same, or going into the same levels or situations, again, or at least similar, to be more to be more precise. But Zack, no, you have to kill that fucker if you want Cloud to be in the game to begin with.
I love the delivery of that. No, you need to kill the. And I feel bad for saying that because it's like, yes, I would love if Zack survived and stuff, but the dude needed to die. Like, no matter what you do, the dude needs to stay dead. You can do the multiverse theory, that's fine, because that's an alternate dimension.
Like, I will.
Yeah, no, the dude dead.
I will actually lose my shit if by the time they do the whole crossover stuff, it's just Zack actually repeating his words from Advent Children.
Cloud, you know what I told you.
No, not even like, if you were me, I still wouldn't give up. I'm just like, motherfucker, you just got here and you're still fucking pitting me. You're so fucking.
So what if it looks hopeless? If it were me, I still wouldn't give up.
Like
that quote would hit so differently.
Like if he just showed up right then and there, and then they fight Sephiroth together as we kind of always wanted. Like you like the, like it was one of those things where like, this is so fucking cool, but you better fucking make it seem like it's worth doing this. It's worth, like, because
Okay,
again,
you know what? I got a question to ask you, and this is kind of like, this is a genuine question that I feel like would be you would have an interesting answer for. Who do you think would win in a Cloud or Zack?
Oh my god. But it's kind of technically established that Cloud is stronger than Zack. It's just the at least physically, but mentally,
Okay.
Zack was always the stronger
be
one.
more specifically. Okay, if we were to put these two in a match together, let's say that the Cloud fighting Zack would be Advent Children Cloud.
No, the Cloud will win. But again, that Cloud is
Yeah,
stronger.
it's not even a contest.
Like no, like, and it's just that. But the moment it was kind of established by the simple fact that Zack and Cloud, after the whole situation in Crisis Core, the whole sleeping thing, both of them fight Sephiroth. Zack doesn't win, and Cloud without even being fully aware, he fucking defeated him.
Yeah, no, like it's clear evidence just based off of how Cloud has been always able to beat Sephiroth in a one-on-one. Like even Sephiroth himself did, he cannot defeat Cloud on a fair one-on-one match. I mean, hell, the dude Sephiroth legit was getting overwhelmed by Cloud to the point where he had to split Billings in half just to catch Cloud off guard, but that still didn't work. Like, I mean, yeah, it wore Cloud down. He lost that, but Cloud was still like ready to fight and shit.
Like the only thing that I kind of wish, because we never really did we ever knew what Aerith's materia was supposed to do?
It was supposed to summon in defense attack against Meteor. Like basically, it's supposed to be like a giant reflect from
Okay,
Kingdom
so
Hearts. Let's just say
okay,
that.
so we do know what that does because I was concerned that okay, if they keep her alive, they have to fucking address that materia. What is it gonna do? What is it, but no, okay, we do know what that does. Okay, we do.
I feel like because I still think that they're gonna keep her alive. I feel like Sephiroth is going to have because like this Sephiroth at least knows the outcome. So like he knows that even if he does kill Aerith, they're still gonna
He's gonna
win.
lose.
Well, kinda.
Like
Like he's still gonna lose and shit. So he needs to figure out a way how he's going to like stop both Holy and how he's actually. So like I feel like he's gonna find a way to stop Holy without actually killing Aerith, if that makes
yeah.
sense.
No,
Like it doesn't matter if Aerith still goes alone. He's not gonna kill her because he knows that he's still gonna lose that way. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that if he does that, the events are pretty much going the same way. Like, again, if Aerith ends up dying, I'm stopping supporting this because that's the major thing they're kind of hinting at, and it's the biggest deal of Final Fantasy VII, and they're trying to change things to matter, like to really change the
No, I mean
meaningful elements. So if they,
we already know they're pulling like big balls by changing the course of the game in general.
but that's
But if
what I
they
mean, like
change Aerith's death, that's what's really gonna change everything.
no,
Everything.
but that's what I mean. Like I want that to be the case because if it doesn't, I'm dropping this thing until I'm being showcased to care again. Like that's the
Or until I tell you about it and then convince you to and
or until the next part also becomes free because again, I'm
also
not
actually really quick, I think this calls for a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back.
all right. All right, so we know this was gonna happen. So yeah, let's just be sure that it's gonna be a multi-part. It's gonna be a
Yeah.
I already hit recording again, so it really doesn't matter. Well, but yeah, like my final things like for the execution of this story in particular. I hope they really change the things that they are hinting at to be changed, because that's the only like. There are two major reasons why I didn't go out of my way. Well, three more specifically, like why I didn't go out of my way to buy this game at launch at all. One was once again like the fact that it was never my main priority. I had other things that I was more interested in buying or trying out. The second one, just like right now with Kingdom Hearts, I know there's gonna be a collection. Like not so much as in, oh, you can just $60 for this whole thing. No, but like similar to how all-in-one purchase Kingdom Hearts kind of collection, but for Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like I'm not gonna spend so much. Like I'm not gonna spend money on everything on this section by section, especially knowing that by the time that full-on purchase happens, there's gonna be a completely new console, and here we are. Even this one game cannot be completely enjoyed in one console. You have to go your way to buy a different one in order to get episode of Yuffie, which is complete dog shit. I understand that the performance situation, like the whole game running with barely no load times at all, even though I think the load times were just fine. Like they were like 15 seconds if you ask me, like at best, like at worst, better said. Like I generally enjoyed my entire time with it, and the load times were not intrusive at all. But with that said, like the fact that episode of Yuffie is like, no, for this one you had to spend $500 and the DLC. Like even if you get the game even if you get the main game for free right now thanks to the PS Plus, you're still asking quite a lot to people to just enjoy what you already gave them a year ago. You like at least enjoy it to its fullest. So like that those are that's the second reason, and the third reason is that fucking interview made me concerned. I'm just like of being like you're gonna don't backpedal on shit. Like I'm sorry, I'm gonna until I see a cutscene of Final Fantasy VII Remake where Aerith survives. At the very least, that I'm not supporting this thing because I'm the one thing that I'm really supportive of is them sticking up to their guns. Is the like is
And,
that,
and I agree. Like, regardless, because you know me, I'm still gonna play the games anyway. Because, like, of course I am.
yeah.
But in full support of Aerith living. That's what I want to happen. That's what I want to see. And if it isn't gonna go like that, then it's like not that I'm against it, because it's like, yeah, it's still sticking true to the original, but that completely backfires what they're trying to do to begin with.
Yeah, again, my major thing is that it's not so much like, oh, I am, oh, I want Eric to live. No, first of all, I'm a Tifa guy. First of all, like, if you think that that's my situation, but no, it's majorly the fact that the game is really fucking pushing for that one. Like it's really pushing that one to
Yeah.
be your main reminder in a game where their major focus is to change Destiny overall. So I'm sorry, for me it is really important. Like no, you're pushing this one, or that's the major one that you're really having on the nose for us. If you don't change that one, I don't care what else you're changing. Like I'm like you're really gonna like it's either that one or a really big surprise that I could not think of other in any form or another. Like it's either that or to blow my mind. And Final Fantasy has never been exactly the game franchise to do that to me. It's never like the only time they did that was with Zack right now. Like and
Yeah.
so once again, I hope that they really stick to their guns on whatever they're trying to do. Uh, and again, if it's not what I am expecting, I at least hope that that it's in exchange for something even bigger. That they're promising something even huge, like bigger than changing the one of the biggest moments in gaming. So again,
Mm.
that's it. But overall thoughts, like again, whatever everything that we said, it really doesn't matter because in the overall sense, I'm still saying like play this fucking game, get it. It's for free right now on the PlayStation, and you better. And if you're interested on it, then by the time you are interested on getting a PS5, you can play that thing for free. Like you can just do the update for free, and you will be pretty much spending money on the DLC. Like that, and I think that will be fair. Like if at least in this
Yeah,
particular
that's fair enough.
at least in this particular scenario, because once again, I don't think the game is worth going all out of your way. Like, oh, I'm gonna buy the deluxe edition, like spending $70 on that shit, and then the episode you feel. No, I have a hard time with that aspect, especially since that's a console exclusive within console exclusives. Like, I don't know. I just think that Yuffie itself should have been um like part of the PS4, even if it run worse. I really don't care that much about that. I care more about the fact that you're, for those that really enjoy Final Fantasy VII Remake on the PS4, should be able to enjoy the entirety of at least this one game on the PS4. Otherwise, then what the fuck? And if you tell, and please don't tell me that, well, the PS5 is the console where it was meant to be made. Like, no, it's not. This game has been in production since fucking 2013 or 2014 or so no, I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe. Like it can definitely
Mm.
run better on the PS5, but again, like that's because the PS5 is superior to the console where it was intended to be made. Like at least given that this game was not made as the final thing. It's not a Luigi's Mansion on the 3DS situation, if you know what I mean. If you
Mm-hmm.
so so again, like I really have my problems with just that mere existence of the DLC being that way. The price tag, I'm not surprised again, or even the existence of DLCs happening again. If you want to really be mad at DLC, then just go play Final Fantasy 15. Like that shit is annoying. And when it comes to DLC, but overall, no, like everything that I just said is regarding the story. Gameplay wise, I didn't. We only covered the basics here and there, but the game is great to enjoy. And fuck, like the fact that this thing is free says a lot, no matter what. Like even because
Oh
they
yeah.
they could have easily just told you like, no, buy the fucking game and then upgrade it on the PS5, and no, like they went like, you know what?
Honestly, I'm just gonna say this right now. Like even if somebody isn't a fan of the game or something, just get it.
No,
Like, it's free. Might as well get it. And if you want to play it, you have it.
it's definitely one of those games that like I am willing to to do the equivalent of spending $60 on this game and just buy the full subscription for a year. You're still using the subscription, like because that's the society, the world we live in. That doesn't mean I agree with it, but whatever. This game is worth a full-on subscription, if you ask me. Like if you want me to look at it that way, yeah, this is a fucking steal in a lot of areas. Even if you don't, if you're not, even if you're like me, who doesn't think of this particular sub franchise that highly, and I say it that way because, as I said at the beginning, Final Fantasy VII it's its own franchise by this point. It's a completely different beast from Final Fantasy as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
So again, Anthony, if like thoughts, especially with you being somebody that is looking at this game after the hype, like after the fact, like a full year later.
Personally, I do think that the Yuffie shit should be on PS4 because I know that there are already a bunch of people enough that are because PS5s aren't even available right now, and who knows, there might be some that are available before
In
June and
3 months.
stuff. Maybe, like, hopefully, like that's what I'm hoping for, but I'm not counting on it. So some people won't even be able to get the Yuffie episode, even be able to have a PS5. Not
Yep.
only that, but only time will tell on that. I'm not too worried about the youth of this moment, but in terms of the actual game itself, fucking get it. It's free right now. There's no excuse because it's like, again, like I understand the whole. Well, maybe I don't want to waste storage space. You don't have to download it. You could just own it, and if you want to play, like if like I would add it to like at least at the bare minimum that list of games where it's just like, hey, I got it off the PS Plus store. Maybe I'll give it a shot. Maybe I'll like it. Who knows? But in terms of a fan of the game itself, I think it's fucking incredible. Like, I love the game, I love the characters, I love the story, I love the environments, especially. I love the music, the fucking music, and practically almost everything about the whole game. Like, it's a spectacular experience. I'd be, like it's just something that it's at least once.
Yeah, no, again, I will say, game for the gameplay alone, I will definitely recommend it. The story, again, it's a completely different thing. And for overall, like again, just getting this game for free is a big deal, and I think it's important to at least show Sony where the money's at, even in terms of PS Plus, in terms of
Uh-huh.
but again, that's all there's to it. We've been here for over 3 hours and a half. Thank you very much, Anthony. I know you have your own stuff, and please watch him on Spark Anthony. You can find it on YouTube, and he's streaming, pretty much doing a retrospective stream of Final Fantasy as a whole, or Final Fantasy VII as a whole.
Yeah, the whole series of Final Fantasy VII.
So please check him out. And again, in our case, we're gonna we're gonna
Both right and wrong at the same time.
yeah, we're gonna be both right around at the same time, and we'll see how things play out. So, with that said, thank you so much for listening, and take care.
Have a good one.